This session, let's welcome Team 1, Acepodia, to do the presentation. Big applause for them, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everybody. Happy to introduce you Acepodia today. So first, coming to the fact. Every day, all of us here, we actually have about 1,000 cancer cells generated in our body every day, as of today, as of tomorrow. However, not all of us develop cancer. The reason is that we have a very strong army, which is our immune system. We have our own immune cells that can recognize and kill cancer cells. Although all of us, every day, we have about 1,000 cancer cells generated in our body. But through our lifetime, about 100,000 days, they got checked, they got killed by our immune system. So when do we actually get cancer? So that's the time when the immune cells can no longer recognize and kill the cancer cells. So by that time, due to the mutation, genetic mutation, due to our diet, due to the maybe exposed to the radiation, or when we're growing old, our immune cells can no longer detect and recognize cancer cells. And then that's when the cancer cells grow beyond the control of our immune system and cause cancer. So this really be a disease of the century that we're trying to tackle, cancer, and I hope to provide a cure for the cancer patients. So what Acepodia do is that we can conjugate an anti-tumor targeting antibody to the immune cells. You can imagine it's like a GPS system. So we put a GPS system to the immune cells so that they can retarget and then recognize cancer cells to rescue the cancer patient, to enhance their immune system by redirect immune cells to fight and kill cancers. With that, again, with our GPS system, we solve the problem and then the challenge that our immune cells already losing the function. And then by doing that, our technology can rescue the immune cells for them to target and then migrate towards tumor cells. They will engage the tumor cells and are greatly activated, have the potential to eliminate cancer cells, and then hopefully to provide a cure for cancer patients using our own immune system, but enhanced by Acepodia's cell GPS system to fight and beat cancers. With that, the key experiment for us is called animal study. Before going to human, we need to show the drug actually work in animals. And then our animal study, as we can see here, this is what we call the tumor mice. So those mice got tumor, and then we treat those mice with our cancer drugs. And then the result, as we see here, we can see with the treatment group, which is using our cancer drug, which is a GPS-directed immune cells, we see all the tumor mice, tumor got cleared, and then they survived over 123 days by the end of the study. However, if it's just the immune cells, without the enhancement of our technology, all the mice are dead before 40 days. due to the cancer. So this is really a threshold for us to cross and then seeing the efficacy to actually cure the tumor mice. And then the next step is to bring it into human. With that, by putting different GPS systems onto the cells, we can have immune cells to attack and eliminate different kinds of cancers. We have our first product against breast cancer, ovarian cancer, endometrial, those type of cancer. And then the second one, we put the GPS on, they can wipe out leukemia and lymphoma cancers. The third one, again, another type of GPS that can help the immune cell to kill lung cancer and also liver cancers. With that, our team formed in US and Taiwan, founded in 2017, co-founded by Dr. Peng Yan and myself. And then we have gathered a team, really get the talent from both Taiwan and the US to bring this novel technology to fight and cure cancers. So what we want to do really is to bring a more powerful therapy that can be accessible to all cancer patients. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We can see that you haven't finished the presentation, but given time control, so we still have to stop here for the judges to raise the questions, if there are any, please. And so far this morning, well, Edgar from Spark Lab Taipei and Eric from Wistron have been so quiet, right? So perhaps some kind of question to help him get off the hook and continue his presentation.
It's a very different field, I guess.
Okay, Edgar.
Can you share more about the plan in the future, how you expect to expand like the whether it's like the task or like your future plan? We'd like to learn more about your thoughts.
Sure. So in the drug industry, the timeline is quite different from what we have heard today. So for a drug from the research lab, to actually approve that can be used for all the patients, that usually take 5 years. So we really, although the company founded in 2017, we are on the route to make this drug available to all patients. So step by step, again, we have shown first, you have to show the efficacy in the animal, showing the drug work in animal. And then the second step is what we call the clinical trials. So currently we're running the clinical trials in Taiwan and then also in the US. So the clinical trial will tell us how good your drug is by actually using by the real patient, by the cancer patient. They can participate into the trial and then try the drug. So currently, it's really still no cure for cancer. So again, with the new type of therapy, we be one of them try to provide an innovative type of therapy, actually using the power of the immune system, the immune cells, to fight cancers. So step by step, after the clinical trial, once it's demonstrated, then it will become a drug. And then usually, it's a long process, but usually the market size for a drug, usually more than 1 to 10 billion US dollars.
Okay, I think that's why they call the angel investors, because they help you kind of continue the presentation you're supposed to finish, right? Okay, the next question.
So do you have any more specific timetable? I mean, for FDA or TFDA, process, in how many years, for us to have a better view about your future?
Yeah, so there's a couple process. So first, getting to the clinical trial, you need to have the approval from FDA or TFDA, that's called the IND. So you need to get IND approval. So we already passed that. Now we're in the phase 1, phase 2 clinical trial. And then the phase 1, phase 2 clinical trial, usually that will take about 2 to 3 years. And then depends on the result. Sometimes you need to do the phase 3, sometimes you don't. And then that will lead to the what we call the BLA. BLA meaning that the drug actually being confirmed, have efficacy in human, and then you get a license to sell. So that's roughly a high level timetable for the drug.
How about any, for example, how soon will you get, phase 1 approval and phase 2? Any expected, year?
So actually phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, actually the approval coming in the end. So you need to finish all the phase and then get approval. So phase 1 usually take a year or two. Phase 2 also take 1 year or two, and then phase 3 depends on the result of phase 1 and 2. If it's very good, then the phase 3 usually will be also very quick. But total 1 and 2 and 3. Now with the modern day development, that will be about 5 to 6 years.
Okay, thank you, doctor from Acepodia. Next we have team 2.